Okay, good day everybody. It's been a while. Today's video is a short one. I just want to dive into this quarter 4 PvP update which was promised to us by Zos at the start of this year, right? So when scrolling across Reddit, which is the inspiration for this video, I came across a posting where people start to talk about the PvP related feature that would be introduced in update 44. We have not had PvP updates for a really long time. I think the last battleground map that came around was about 5 years ago. So we are all hungry for something, and I think the discussion here is quite interesting. So I just go through and I just want to have a feel of what people like and what people don't like, what people are looking forward to. And I think there is a general consensus or a interest garnering around the idea of two big teams going against each other, whereby maybe each team is like 24 players each or 16 players. In my opinion, maybe 12 would be good enough. And then you center around an attack, defense kind of scenario at a smaller new map introduced. I think that would really be interesting. Of course, the rewards have to be good to entice people to play this new mode. But I think people are generally tired of like roaming around Cyrodiil, spending a lot of time on horseback only to die or get ganked, and then you have to respawn and travel again. It's not really fun if you spend more time on the horseback than you are PvPing other players. Which is why Battlegrounds is more interesting, which is why Imperial City during the events is more interesting, because people like action that's just around the corner. Everything is fast and furious and you don't have to wait very long to respawn or to travel to get into the thick of things. At this point, perhaps I'd like to venture one or two ideas of my own which probably won't be realized, but who knows, you know. I've been playing Counter-Strike lately. I have picked up the game again and I'm very intrigued and very drawn in by the deathmatch free-for-all mode, whereby you have a group of players, you respawn within a small map like Dust 2, and basically since it's FFA, right, anybody that moves, regardless of whether they are terrorists or counter-terrorists, you get to kill. And once the time is up for the round, the person with the highest kill will be the winner for the round. And then after that, you also have the person with the highest assist or the person who survived the longest, so on and so forth, you know. I like this concept and I think it can be applied to ESO PvP, like a small map, maybe one of the smaller Battlegrounds map, where people respawn at random areas and you have maybe 16 players thrown in, and let's see who gets the highest kill and assist ratio at the end of each round. The draw behind this, of course, is that you don't have to wait to respawn. You can kill anything that moves, so it's a no-brainer. There isn't that much strategy involved. It's really about playing with a build and a style that really suits you. You go in, get the job done, and then after 3 minutes when the round is over, you are done with your PvP fix. I find this very enticing as compared to all the traveling in Cyrodiil or all the coordination you have to do with your other teammates when you need to siege a castle or when you need to travel around in Imperial City in a ball group, right? Another mode that I really liked was Team Fortress Payload. I think I've mentioned this before in some of my past videos. One group is responsible for pushing a particular object to the end of the map, end of the checkpoint, and the other group's objective is to stop them. So basically when you are centered around a payload, or in ESO it can be an Elder Scrolls or a magical orb, you get healing, but you need to stick to it, defend it and make it move by staying around it, and then your opponents will have to attack you relentlessly. The defending group, the pushing group, will get a shorter respawn time, and then the attacking group get a longer respawn time in order to balance things out, because you know where your opponents are. You know the people who are defending will be around the payload, right? And this is massively fun because there's a lot of strategy involved. You need healers, you need people who can tank, and of course you need DPS. You cannot just have all DPS, for example. You will not be able to cruise through with a payload map. So it worked tremendously well in a game like Team Fortress 2. I also think that Final Fantasy XIV have something like this. So why not bring it to ESO and have, you know, a kind of different concept for PvP. Problem with ESO PvP, I think, is maybe there are too few people who are interested in PvP in comparison to PvE, and with a smaller catchment pool and with too many PvP ideas, you start to bleed the crowd out and you don't have enough people for Battlegrounds, you don't have enough people in Imperial City, you don't have enough people in Cyrodiil, so on and so forth. I think that could be one of the main fundamental problems as to why Zos doesn't want to introduce new PvP content. They rather introduce new PvP events or new PvP builds, and I can kind of understand that. Perhaps it's time to just scrape some of the older stuff like Capture the Bloody Flag or Chaos Ball or you rotate them and have them seasonally. You don't need them all the time. So then you start to funnel and channel PvP players to specific kind of PvP play, which can be rotatable or seasonal around the year. Anyway, leave in your comments what do you think will be introduced in this new coming update 44. Some of the more conspiracy theorists among us would read into why new PvP related feature. Why does ZOS not say new PvP feature? Are we getting another Tales of Tribute kind of a card update, that can also count as a new PvP related feature? If that's the case, I will really flip my table and not play ESO for a while. Just kidding lah. But that would be massively disappointing. So anyway, leave your comments. What do you have to say? What do you look forward to? What are some of the PvP changes that perhaps you would want in this new update? I see you guys in the next video. Goodbye and thanks.